Well, hello, Virgo. Hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. If you are new, hello, I am Yasmin. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Virgo, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you today. We are going to start with some oracle cards, and then we're going to get into the tarot. Hello, everyone. Hey, EB. Hello, KSM BVB. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Hello, Helen. Hey, Anointed Hands. Hey, Kimberly, Lisa, and Devani. Hello. All right. And Sean. Now, I haven't used these cards in a while. Okay. I haven't used these in a while. And I just went into the cabinet because I did order some. I always have it in a basket, but I always been ordering other stuff and keep delaying with the tarot. But we're going to get some new cards soon. But I'm going to be using this because I want to see what Spirit has for you guys, what you're going to be experiencing this weekend. And of course, maybe on Sunday or Monday, we're going to get into next week's energy. But I want to see what's going to come out here for you today, Virgo, for the weekend. Let's see what comes out here for you. Let's see. Someone says, hey, today has been rough. Oh, I'm sorry, Shakaya. Let's see. Let's see what's coming out here for Virgo. Let's get some good news. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, first card that's coming out here for you is self-love. Here it says your focus will be on putting yourself first and showing yourself the love you've been longing for because there's a desire to shift and rise to something more meaningful. Now, this is a more selfish energy. So this is like you putting things to the back burner, or you focusing more on your health, your money. This is your spirituality, whatever that means for you, right? And basically, you're going to do whatever you need to do in order to accomplish this. This could be something that you're doing right now. Remember, we said on the weekend, right? So we're kind of keeping it on the weekend. Okay. So maybe you'll get pampered, get your nails done, that type of stuff, which I will be doing. Okay. So that's what I see you doing this week. But maybe that message really needs to resonate for a few of you, because there's something that you found out here with secrecy, okay? Or it's something that you will find out, and this right here is what you're going to be doing, focusing more on yourself. Here it says there's a situation or a person that's not what it appears to be, but you will slowly start to uncover things that have been kept secret. Pay close attention to your surroundings. So this is you starting to see people for who they are, because it says a person. So I can only imagine, right? I can't say it's a situation. It could be, but it says a person. So this is whoever you are around the most. Sometimes it's someone at your job. Sometimes it's a family member. This could be a lover, of course. But there's something that's unraveling. And like it says, there is something that's being uncovered, okay? And this is really the reason why you are giving yourself self-love, okay? You are focusing more on yourself and less on other things and other people. You're focusing on yourself. You are paying attention to the signs. This is another word for green flags if it's good, red flags if it's bad, right? It says that your guides are trying to communicate with you and send you signs to pay close attention to something, and you're getting it. You're going to get it. And if you haven't, you will, because here it literally says what you're doing and why you're doing it. Okay. That is what I see that's going to be happening this weekend here for you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use this deck. I'm so obsessed with these cards. I think you guys already know I used these cards, last week. So we're going to see what else is going to come out here for Virgo. Some new people in the house. Hey, y'all. Earth. Love it. Earth energy. This is you. It says energy of the body, your physical life force and stamina are being ignited within you. You are being invited to pay closer attention to your body, your nutrition. Exactly. Self-care, self-love. Okay. It says activities. Okay, certain things that could be affecting you, certain activities or certain things that could be affecting you. It says you are working on your physical strength, your endurance. It says that you are creating healthy routines. Here is saying there is a balance between your work life and your recreation life. It says this is also an omen that the influence of an earth sign may be present. Now, it could be you, but it could also be someone else who's an earth sign. I'm not really sure who that could be, but that's what it says there. And at the bottom, wow, I didn't even know this card was here. This is the first time we got a new card, y'all. Listen to what it says. It says collapse. This is an omen of a blessing in disguise. Something have to fall apart in order to come together. With every new beginning, an ending has to occur. Allow things to fall away that are no longer serving a purpose of the highest good in your life. Let go of what has died off so that new life can blossom. This may come in the form of an ending of a job, career, a relationship, hobbies, where you live, okay? Or just old stale energy around you. Be mindful to heed warnings of storms, okay? This is warnings of issues that can occur. Health issues, repairs needing attention, repairs to cars, repairs, whatever, right? It's saying anything that you need to focus on, right? School, your grades, your work that needs more effort. This is what this says, y'all. This is not me. Okay? This is what this is saying. Expect to be really busy in the future with something, not really sure what that is. I do see a lot of busy energy here from you, but you need to cut out any kind of distractions that you have. So if you are not focused on yourself or focused on your work, you need to cut out those distractions. Okay, you got to handle it like a king or a queen, according to these cards here. Let's get to it. Let's get to the tarot. Let's see what comes out here for Virgo. Let's see what's coming out for Virgo. First card coming out here for you is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a water sign. This could be a water energy, a water sign that you could be dealing with. Water energy as far as emotional body, your feelings, that type of stuff. This is interesting that this came out with the Temperance because both of those talks about needing balance with your feelings, with your emotion, which I do see that you're going to be gaining. Why is this important? Usually, I can always tell when a card is reversed. Remember, I read upright, okay? And I can always tell when a card is reversed, always. I can tell that this card in particular is in reverse. Why? Because it's hitting the self-love card. That means something wasn't correct or balanced because we have the Temperance. So the negative energy of the Queen of Cups is like moodiness, irritability, feelings being hurt, emotional, right? Because something has been unfair according to the Temperance card. Because remember, Temperance is always about harmony and fairness. And there's something that hasn't been fair. Of course it hasn't, because self-love has told you that. That now your focus is going to be put on you. You're going to be putting your focus on yourself. But you already know, because it talked about the secret, that there's a situation that you will slowly start to uncover about a person, about something in general. So we know that that Queen of Cups is in reverse. All things are upright. That's a beautiful thing. But it's basically saying there's something that has been imbalanced when it comes down to feelings and emotions and relationships, reciprocity in your connections with people. And now balance needs to be restored according to the Temperance card. Okay. I see somebody. I'm trying to figure out who this is, but give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see what this is all about. Let me pull another card here. You have the Nine of Wands. Something has definitely been weighing on you. Okay. because this is over this person's shoulder. So this is basically saying something that has been bothering you. Okay. And the Nine of Wands is the need to persevere, or you have been persevering something. You've been enduring something, whether it has something to do with your work, your family, your money, anything. Again, remember that card talks about everything, right? You have been enduring something that's been wearing on you, because the Nine of Wands talks about wear, right? It's very much so a wear and tear here. And it's hitting what? Secrecy. Now, this is the problem. So let's say something was happening behind the scenes. You had no idea what was going on. You couldn't figure it out. You didn't know what was going on. Maybe someone was talking about you behind your back at the job. Maybe there was a lover situation, family situation where you were like, why is Aunt so-and-so acting this way? There was something that was happening behind the scenes. You knew it. You knew something was going on because it was tiring you out. Something was happening, right? So that's what the Nine of Wands is. It's a wound that kept reopening. And so the secrecy card literally says a person, there's a situation or a person that's not what it appears to be, but you will slowly start to uncover it. Okay? So this is not going to be you being confused, because it just seems like you have to make a decision about something. And with this is just like, the decision is easy, but you've been enduring something that most likely you shouldn't have been enduring. You're going to be distancing yourself from a person or a situation, okay? Because this is becoming too much. And what are you going to do in the meantime? Self-love. Here's the Sun card, which talks about working on you. Self, Sun, self, healing, ego, confidence. So this is what you're going to be focusing on, all right? And again, I feel like this weekend, this is going to be something that you are going to face. The Sun card talks about, being able to get out in the sun, get some fresh air. You may go go out with some friends. And sometimes sun doesn't even have to be out during the day. You guys already know I love nighttime, sitting in a restaurant next to the lake. I've told you guys that before. Beautiful scenes, enjoying people who are like-minded, that type of thing, which you will, by the way, be around. So the sun is anything that makes you feel warm on the inside, not necessarily the sun and the temperature and where you are, but it's what you are experiencing. The sun here is an experience. Okay. And that's what I see that's going to be happening for you. And definitely a healing thing. Because remember, we talked about all types of stuff that was collapsing, right? Collapsing here talked about what? Job, relationships. It has something to do with where you live. Whatever it is that is no longer serving you to your highest good. So the sun is bringing in some type of healing element in those areas. I would even say for a lot of you, money hasn't even been the best. You've been assisted. Can I say that? Now, I know it's different for everybody, and I'm saying this is more past, could be also present energy, where you've been assisted and you have been getting assisted in some way when it comes down to money, or for some of you where you live, someone driving you to work. It could be something like that. I do see that someone is actually helping you in some way, okay? Or they have. And money has been a little tight. And I would say a little for some of you has been real bad. But everything that you are experiencing as far as money is going to evolve with this whole collapse energy and the earth. Because remember, earth is stability. So this is just like a little small, I'm not going to say it's small because that's totally like dimming things that you guys experience. But I'm saying you're coming out of something. Because remember, it talked about the storm, and the sun is what? Coming out after a storm. Things that you have endured. And I'm talking about if it's money, it's everything that you spend, you got to be careful about. Okay. We're going to see how that's going to improve as well, right? I don't want to always talk about relationships because I know some of you get irritated by that. This is a general reading. So this is why I go back and forth. Okay. Let's keep going. This is for Virgo. Oh, I like that. Oh my gosh. You got a new beginning here. There it is again. This is interesting because literally this card here is the Fool card, which talks about new beginning. And the collapse literally says this is an omen of a blessing in disguise. So something that you think is just horrible. You're like, oh, it don't even have to be that bad. But you think that it's not good for whatever reason. You think it's not the best. Okay. And that's why I said I like the fact that it says a blessing in disguise because something needs to be repaired. Something needs to be paid attention to in order for you to blossom according to the collapse card. There is going to be a new beginning for you without a shadow of a doubt, because a lot of y'all are in this energy right now. How much can you continue to take with this 10 of Wands? Like, this is why I always get cards with illustrations on it. That's why I pulled it. And I'm definitely looking for more because I love that. I love the fact that you guys can see exactly what you've been experiencing, right? How long can you continue to stay in this energy? Okay. Where maybe people, because if you pay attention to the people in the back, where maybe people or a certain person or whoever, family members, co-workers, whatever, whoever who's been watching you drown, that has not been giving you a hand, right? And you're like, how am I going to get out of this, right? Even though I think that these are the people that actually strapped him in there because he's strapped to it, right? They're like, you about to go under. I want to watch you go down. And there could be people around you who are envious or want you to do that, disliking you for some odd reason, having malice intent for whatever reason. They don't like you, okay? Or they feel that you're a burden to them. And even though they're burdening you, but people like to do that whole reverse psychology shit. Okay. Watching you drown after they done threw your ass overboard. This is the reason why it's important to accept the new beginning, the blessing in disguise. This is how you're feeling. Panicky. Are you not panicky with the 10 of Wands energy here? Panicky, or you have been. But you know what? There's something interesting. There's something interesting here. Because I do feel that there are, especially if this is a relationship, now where we're jumping back, okay? Because remember, that was a general portion, right? Let's kind of hone in on this for the love, and then we'll hone in for the money. With the love energy, the 10 of Wands is like, I want to give up, because the 9 of Wands is like, I done held on for so long. There's nothing really to hold on to. And someone is actually saying that, okay, this is enough. 10 of Wands, this is enough. New beginning. Boom. This is enough. Okay. Full card, new beginning. Boom. You cannot resurrect what is not ever going to be resurrected. Something is becoming a burden. We're talking about even relationships. The 10 of Wands is always considered to be a burden. This is becoming a burden. Why? Because even if it's not you, someone is allowing to see you drown. They're not looking for your best interest. And if we're talking about a marriage, if we're talking about even dating, this is not the best energy to be in. Okay? And again, as far as money, it's exactly what I said before. I mean, I think this is pretty much the same thing I was saying before. The 10 of Wands energy is saying every little penny counts. And I used the word panicked earlier. So I think for some of you, you've actually been in this panicky energy where you're like hesitant to spend your money. You're going to the store, and even the things that you're actually needing, you have to think about it. But you do it anyway because you have faith that you're going to get out of this situation. Because remember, it's still a 10. So whatever, you've been carrying, whatever burdens you've been carrying, it's not going to last that long. You just have to have faith. Okay. Now this hits signs. The Fool card hits signs here. Your guides are trying to communicate with you. They are sending you signals. Don't be a fool. Spirit guides is basically saying. Did you guys think that I was going to miss that? Nope. Yeah, they're in my ear. No, ma'am, no, sir. Don't miss the signs. Don't be a fool. Something is weighing heavy on you. Weighing heavy on you. On your mind and on your heart. For some of you, on your pocketbook. Do not miss the signs because someone isn't being honest. Secrecy is another form of being honest. Not being honest. Not saying what they need to say. Not being real with themselves or you're not being real with yourself. Secrecy can go both ways. Right? Let's go ahead. Let's get this earth energy. Let's see what comes out here for Virgo. Now here you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, in order for you to stable out, you're going to have to baby, listen, this picture couldn't get any more. This picture couldn't get any more obvious. I was actually telling somebody this on Cash App. This card changes depending on what cards come out and what it hits. But this is very obvious. The devil's in the background. This is a person. I'm not saying it can't be a situation. Situations, usually with the devil, is a Saturn energy. So that's things that you have to persevere, which is what we saw before. You just have to keep going until it is out of orbit. Until it's not aspecting something in your chart that's causing this hardship. That's all. You're just waiting for it to move out the way. But if we're saying that this is a person, you can still see it in your chart, by the way, even if it's a person. If it's a person that is toxic, Spirit is saying what? Run. Can you guys see that? Run. This is the only way you can balance out and stable out. Because here it says your energy of your body is your life force, and you must pay attention to you and what ignites within you. Page of Wands is actually a spark, by the way. You run away from this, there's something obviously that's going to be bringing a spark. The spark, I really do feel, according to this reading, is the very fact that new life is going to get brought back into you because you're running away from this, whatever this is. You're getting away from the trouble. Now, at the bottom of the deck, you got the Knight of Pentacles. Is this the Knight or the King? Oh, this is the King of Pentacles. Okay. Remember, this says the Earth sign. That is the Earth sign. Are some of you guys expecting chunky money? And it's not just because of this card. I just looked at the bottom of the deck. I'm like, damn, that's doubly amazing for you. You guys already know that's my new favorite word in readings. Oh no, your money gonna be on point. Now, I didn't expect this. I saw it earlier, but I didn't think it was going to get this good. And for some of you, this does have something to do with like money that comes in a lot all at once, or the type of job that you will be doing it's good, y'all. It's good. Because this is stability, hands down. And it could be something that you really like. Because the Page of Wands is a spark, or it's like, oh, now, it's getting you going. You're like, oh, yes. The Page of Wands is like a yes energy. Oh, money is going to be good. But it could come through somebody. Now, remember when I was saying this earlier and I stopped, I paused. I was like, I see somebody and I stopped. And yeah, now it's been confirmed. There is a person in your reading. There's a person in your reading. Dare I say the word benefactor? Now, there's two cards here that represents benefactor energy. Both of those have to come out at the same time for me to say it. And it came out together. So I'm not really sure who this person is. Again, you guys already know it can be anybody. It could be a person who's interested in you as far as your business. And it could be someone personal, like a personal relationship that comes in and benefit you in whatever way, right? But this is someone who's going to benefit you. This is you not benefiting nobody else. You are running away from people who are inconsiderate of your feelings, and they're not considerate of you. According to this reading, they are considered to be the devil. That's what it's basically saying. There's no good you can get out of this. And I'm being honest. Looking at the collapse, it's just saying that someone was not a team player. Someone really wasn't, acting accordingly to what you want. They were not in alignment with what you were desiring, right? Here it is. Spirit is God. Just look down. Spirit is guiding you to work with others to fulfill your goals and dreams. You guys think I'm lying. This is the reason why I said teamwork. Y'all be yapping and they be letting me look at different words to say. And look at what it says. I swear, when I said that there's going to be someone coming in, I swear to God, I wasn't even looking at this card. I didn't even see it. This is what it says. Spirit is guiding you to work with others to fulfill your goals and dreams. Didn't I just say benefactors? I swear I didn't. I know some of y'all are going to believe me, but I swear I was not looking at that card. There is someone coming in here. I'm going to read the whole thing because I'm just saying this could really, really be what I was trying to say. Spirit is guiding you to work with others to fulfill your goals and dreams. Your prayers have been heard and new partners are being assigned to you to help you along your journey. With my right hand, I swear to God, I did not know that was there when I was saying benefactor. You don't have to do this alone. This could also be an omen that Spirit wants you to, hold on, I can't see. Looks it's little tiny writing here. This is also an omen that Spirit wants to nudge you to be more cooperative and extend yourself to the service of others with your talents and skills that are valuable that you can contribute to those around you. Distant yourself from those who do not see your worth. Wow. Didn't you hear me say the word distant earlier? Go back. That word distance is very, very important because I use the word distancing or distant. It literally says, distant yourself from those who do not see your value. These are worthless. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say worthless. I'm not going to say worthless. I'm not going to say that. People are worthless when they are not worthy of you. That's just all it means. People who come into your life with this kind of energy, when Spirit is saying that, you're not paying attention to the signs, babe. Or there is someone who is in your life that appears to be something that they're not. I will say that that's deception. I will say that that's deception, and that's a worthless behavior. I don't feel necessarily, and I can't say I can't feel that any human being is worthless because, baby, that ain't true. But if it's like if it's just people with bad behavior, it's the behavior thing. And unfortunately, Spirit is like, they are not on your level. And this is what you're getting rid of. Totally. They have other plans. Let's go ahead. Let's see what's happening here for Virgo. You got the Chariot. Look at you. 8 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. I love that. I love that, Chariot, because you guys already know it's being seen, it's being up front and center. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's up front and center. That card that we just read literally says, distance yourself from those who do not see your value. And when you are working at a job and someone is loving the fact that you have contributed a lot to their company, what do? They reward you. They say, here, I'm going to give you this plaque in addition to this amount of money. I'm going to give you a raise. I'm going to propose to you if you want some kind of recognition or some type of achievement. Now, that's Chariot. Don't get it twisted. I'm telling you what this is. That is what you're experiencing because you are distancing yourself from people or a place that does not value you. And what is happening, the Chariot, now there's someone who actually sees your worth. There's people or a person or whoever that sees your value because now you're moving on up with the Chariot card. How do I know? Because Eight of Pentacles is right next to it. You're able to build yourself up now. And I'm not saying build yourself back up. That could be true, but you're able to build something according to this card. The Eight of Pentacles is a focus energy. It literally said in the beginning of the reading with the self-love, it says you are now going to be focusing on yourself and showing yourself the type of love that you've been yearning for. Eight of Pentacles is just that. Do you want me to say building yourself back up? Okay. But I like to think of it as you are building something. Even if it has nothing to do with your feelings, your emotions, it is you are building something that is actually going to be stable for you, which is the reason why the earth energy came out. I see you more focused on your work than really on love. You do have love interest in here, by the way. But I see you focusing more on your money and your school, because some of you guys got to balance school with your job. Some of you guys are going to have to balance one job that you have full time with the other job that's going to be something part time or your own little side hustle. You're going to have to balance it all, and that is in harmony with the card here at the bottom of the deck that's called Busy Bee. And what did I say earlier? Expect to be busy. Because it might be difficult to balance your personal life and work. Now, that came out twice, actually. Didn't that? That came out twice, didn't it not? Hold on. I didn't read this full card, but I think that came out twice. These are two different authors that said the same thing. Give me a second. Yep. Balance, work, and play. So you know what that means. You will be playing. But see, here you are. You feel like your world is falling apart, collapsing. Oh my God. The world is falling apart. Your dream is collapsing. You're experiencing the inception. You don't went too far deep. You don't went too far in. Now you don't understand what reality is. And here, when it comes down to the universe is basically saying, okay, baby, I got to pull you up out of that. You don't know what's real anymore. You are going to be healing yourself. I always look at this not for what it really is, because, the Three of Swords is obvious. If this talks about disappointments, it talks about heartbreak, all that other stuff. Yeah, okay, that could be true, right? But the meaning of it is so much deeper because it has something to do with you pulling the stakes out of your heart, especially if we're looking at the sun. You're not focusing on what has been done. You're focusing on what you can do to repair yourself. Back to what we saw. What does it say? Repair things that need your attention. And if that's you, it's you because you haven't been focusing on yourself. So this is you. This is what that Nine of Wands calls this, because you were trying to endure. You're trying to hold on to something. I would even say there's Chiron somewhere in your chart that's causing these wounds to be tipped and aspecting something, causing something to hurt, and you're needing to learn a lesson and you're trying to face it. I feel like it's a Chiron energy. Now we're going to go ahead and get a oracle. Again, you guys already know this is for this weekend as well. Let's see what you guys need to know. This stretches out, of course, further than this weekend. Page of Swords. Learn to let go and keep your emotions and options open. There is something you are holding on to for dear life, and you will be pulled away from that. I feel like you know. I feel like this is more so about you knowing. There's something about this weekend that you need to know something or that you're going to see. Because remember, the secrets talk about hidden. The Page of Swords is like information. Like you're getting some information, you're gaining some information, or it's something that you tell someone and now you see, right? It's something like that. Your angels here at the bottom of the deck, you got the 7 of Cups. So I'm going to read this for you because this is talking about information and insight. Why? Because your angels are asking you to make an important decision that you've been putting off. Now, this is now. Let this follow you through the future. Because it sounds good now, because for some of you, it's now, but this energy can stretch some. Which means this is something you're going to be dealing with now and in a few weeks and then next month and the next month after that until you finally going to hit that boop, tower energy. That's what the collapse was. That's a tower. It's likely that you already know what you need to do. You probably should have made it already, the choice, but you've been procrastinating. So maybe you don't want to make the other person upset, or you don't want to disappoint yourself. Ooh, okay, all right. Here it says, you are asking for guidance. Now you had 3 cards that even talked about prayer. So this is not going to be something that may be easy for you to just get out of willy-nilly. That it's just like somebody who's a smoker and they're like, oh my God, I want to stop smoking. Some people, boom, they can just stop smoking and it's cold turkey. They don't go back to it, right? For other people, it's just they'll quit and then they go back. They quit and they go back and they quit and they're like, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to ever stop smoking. I don't think I'm going to ever stop smoking. And then finally one day they're like, it's been 2 weeks since I've had a cigarette. And then they look up and then it's like, oh wow, it's been a month since I had a cigarette. And then they're posting on Facebook somewhere or Twitter and they're like, it's been a whole year since I've smoked. So you don't look at your failures as a way of, saying that you will never get out of something. It is just your journey. It is your process. Not everyone is going to respond the same. Okay. But I definitely see some nosy energy here this weekend. Very, very nosy. But this is what I have for you here, Virgo. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you are interested in a personal reading, all the information is down below in the description box. All right, guys, I love you. And if you have, I'm going to do Sag or Taurus next, but both of them will be done. I just don't know which one. But just look out for that if you have any of those signs in your chart. All right, love you guys. Bye.